What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Please bear with me. It is early in the morning. It is 10 minutes after 8, according to my microwave clock over there. And I really appreciate the support, everybody across the board, my eBay customers, my YouTube viewers, etc. Thank you to all of you. By the way, I will be making an effort to list some more sports cards over at my eBay store today. I actually got a whole stack of cards, mostly refractors and prisms that I want to release for sale. I did go through, all the cards I have in my backlog. Hopefully today I can at least start listing them. My girlfriend unfortunately has the flu, and the weather outside is looking kind of crappy. When I peeked outside there by my patio, it's really foggy out. So everybody's getting sick down here because we'll get 60-degree weather, and then we'll get 20-degree weather, and then it's like a sine curve. It goes up and down and up and down. So, it's a little hard to keep up with. So it's no surprise that people are getting respiratory illnesses and the flu and all that kind of stuff down here. So usually when the weather gets like that, I tend to hunker down inside my home. But this morning I uploaded a short about the breakfast I was having today. I had breakfast in bed, which I almost don't do. It's a rare thing because I don't like to eat in bed. But today I was like, whatever. I just don't care. Let me do my thing. And I made a whole batch of tuna fish with whole wheat bread. I used the Bumblebee tuna in water, which I'll squeeze out of the can as best I can. And then I have the low-fat mayonnaise that I use, the Hellmann's, which is really good for you. And then scarf down a couple sandwiches, and now here I am in front of the camera because in the comments section, I actually received a pretty positive response from one of my viewers, and I thought, maybe talking about this would be a good thing because, I'm almost 50 years old. I'm going to be 48 this year. So I'm not a young guy anymore, and I have to really start watching over my health these days as the older I get. Your body, we are biological machines, and if you don't take care of your body, with all this fat acceptance that's going on, I find that to be absolutely ridiculous and pathetic and stupid. Take it from a guy that was down at one of the worst terror attack sites in this country's history to elaborate on all of this, because I got diagnosed with pulmonary sarcoid, which thank God over the years has subsided. There will be permanent scarring in my lungs for the rest of my life. There's nothing I can do about that. One of the things I still continue to deal with is the post-traumatic stress, and as a result of that is chronic insomnia, which it's kind of hit and miss. I mean, there'll be like 2 or 3 days where I don't need medication to help me sleep, and then there'll be that one day where it's like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and my body is just in such pain from fighting, against not being able to sleep, that unfortunately I have to, default to taking medication. But over the years, I've learned that medication in a lot of ways can do a lot of harm. Like I was taking high doses of prednisone. If anybody knows what sarcoid is, look it up on the internet. A lot of research is still being done because nobody knows why it happens. But the going theory is that, there has to be such an environmental issue as far as I was concerned with my involvement down at that Trade Center site, that something happens where the immune system just goes on hyperdrive. It usually starts in the lungs, like in my case, and then the body will just start attacking itself. So, I was taking high doses of prednisone and a whole bunch of inhalers and stuff like that. I lost a career in union construction as a result, and I'm very grateful to my union in New York City. I know you'd be surprised I'm wearing a MAGA hat and talking about the union, but my union were very good to me with the paperwork and very good, coming to my aid when I needed it. When I was going through all these horrific court cases, I had a really bad bout of severe depression for a long time. It's not just what was happening with my career, but in my personal life as well. I mean, there was a couple times where I nearly, And over the years, I've learned to deal with it, and I've learned to stay away from this. I mean, every so often I like having my beer and whatnot, but, I was really, really taking it down quite a bit. And as a result of that, I've put limits on myself to how far I'm willing to go. I won't go to bars no more. I won't go to places where people are going to be violent and drunk and stupid. I rather, like the other day, my buddy's birthday was celebrated here in my apartment, so I opened up my door to everybody, and everybody came in, and except for the fact I had to steam clean my carpet again and clean this place up. I rather be here than go out there into a violent society where people unfortunately take out their problems on everybody else, and I've had to deal with that quite a few times. So I'm very health conscious and conscious about my environment and the company I keep and how I live. I'm very conscious about the food I eat. And when I uploaded this short this morning, and I have a whole basket of stuff here that I currently take, I've modified my supplementation. If there is one content creator that you do want to watch, is Dr. Eric Berg. I don't care if people don't like him because he's a Scientologist. In this country, whether you like it or not, you have the right to practice whatever you believe in as far as religion is concerned. Here I am, we're in a Milnor, but, it's your choice. Freedom of religion, man. But, a lot of people don't like him simply because he's a Scientologist. I think that his way of describing what I have in here and how he conveys his ideas and his theories and his research is you can understand him. It's not overly complicated. He makes it very simple. I highly recommend you watch Dr. Eric Berg's videos. I thought I knew everything that there was to know about supplements because I've been taking supplements for many years. Once I found out I had this toxic stew in me from being down on that site, of course, I was highly concerned, certain forms of sarcoid, for example, can break the blood-brain barrier, and your body's immune system will actually literally eat your brain. It's a frightening concept. So I've been watching his content, and I've modified my supplementation in particular. Excuse me. And recently, I got diagnosed as being H1C type 2 pre-diabetic. And my uncle in Staten Island, my mother's brother, unfortunately has full-blown diabetes. He's had multiple surgeries. He's had toes amputated. He's partially, if not fully blind at this point. Recently, I've even had to start wearing reading glasses. I'm not sure if that's just a symptom of age or because of the blood sugar. I don't know. I did have a physical last year when I was finally, told by my doctor, my blood sugar, my H1C is through the roof. That I'm on course to be a full-blown diabetic. And, I've been trying to watch my weight for some time now. I used to be like 270 pounds. Now I bounce around between 206, 208, and sometimes 210. There'll be that 1 or 2 days, and probably because, as soon as I eat, I'll weigh myself, and the scale will read 212. But in general, I usually weigh between 206 to 210, somewhere in that range. So that's a lot of weight loss. But unfortunately, over the years, I developed this H1C. So I've been watching Dr. Eric Berg's videos, and he's made a lot of good suggestions. Like the one thing that I was dealing with the most was the neuropathy underneath my feet. My uncle had his toes amputated because of the diabetes. That's the first thing that it goes after, unfortunately, when you have high blood sugar. The nerves in your hands and the nerves in your feet will be the first things that it attacks. The myelin sheath, I think is what it's called, which is like the coating on your nerves, starts to deteriorate. And as a result of that, your nerves literally become exposed. And man, the pins and needles and the burning sensation under my feet, I thought it was a symptom of just maybe me using too many chemicals in the carpet. Or maybe because of my choice of footwear. It turns out that it was neuropathy that was affecting my feet. So I watched a lot of his videos, and I already got bins of supplements that I've been taking for years. So I decided to focus on his research. And then I started taking, I'm not going to go over all of these, but these are like the main ones that I use for the type 2 H1C to control my blood sugar, to control my cravings, to want to eat junk food, all of that kind of stuff. So I figure I share this with you, ladies and gentlemen. Now there is other stuff that I do take But I believe it's these 7 compounds right here. Well, technically 6, and I'll explain why I say that. But these are the main ones that I take to control the blood sugar. And since I've been doing it, the neuropathy in my feet slowly but surely has been going away. Excuse me. I'm not a doctor, not a dietitian. It's just this is what works for me. It may not work for you. Ask your doctor if this stuff is safe for you. So far, the results that I've got from using these things in neuropathy has slowly began to subside. I don't feel as anxious anymore. I don't feel as, always on high alert. Unfortunately, that's a result of the PTSD. But because of the nature of certain things I'm about to show you, like that fight or flight thing is kind of like subsided a little bit, where I'm actually a little bit more grounded and focused. My mood is a lot more leveled off. I don't find myself having the need to eat like potato chips or candy or any of that junk, which is no good. Obviously, eating complex carbohydrates are no good for you if you got high blood sugar. I do tend to drink a lot of juices, but my primary go-to, obviously, is the simple stuff. Bottles of water, seltzer water, or sparkling water, as a lot of people call it down here. Zero sugar Gatorade and zero sugar Red Bull. I love caffeine like everybody else does, but I'm not a coffee drinker. Though it's been suggested that I should drink black coffee, I don't like coffee at all. Oh my God, I can't stand coffee. So I get my fix of caffeine from energy drinks. Hence, the zero sugar Red Bulls. And a lot of other changes. But let me get into this because maybe it'll help some of you like it's helped me. Now, 2 of these are the same compound, except one is more active than the other. So the first compound I would take is either alpha lipoic acid or R-alpha lipoic acid. This is the more active form of this. So right now I'm trying to finish off this bottle. I've been taking the maximum dosage of this every day. I take 6 of these every single day. It helps with the nerve damage or the neuropathy in my feet. I've noticed that the pins and needles have not completely gone, but it's subsided to such a point where it just feels like my feet are like itchy. Like right now I'm scratching the back of my head. It's like something like that. But that burning, fiery sensation on the bottom of my feet has really, really subsided quite a bit. And this is a really good compound. But I'm slowly transitioning over to R-alpha lipoic acid because this is the more active form of that, excuse me. And you take less of this because this is more potent than this is. So obviously you don't want to overdose or anything like that. So every one of these bottles, you're going to notice there are numbers on there. So this way I don't screw this up, because you don't want to overdose on anything. It can actually make you sick. So I take the maximum dosage of alpha lipoic acid until I've exhausted this bottle. And then I'm going to transition over to the R-alpha lipoic acid. Vitamin B complex is another one of those things that I take every day. And sometimes before I go to sleep. It's really, really good, especially with folic acid that's in here, or folate. I took methylfolate for a while and it was making me dizzy and making me sick, and my body couldn't tolerate it. So in this form in B complex, my body's actually able to tolerate it. But a lot of this is for the nerves, which is good. I mean, there's vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, as niacinamide, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, biotin, pantothenic acid. Did I say that right? Pantothenic acid, as D-calcium. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. Really good for your nerves. Really good for your mood. There's a lot of good things in B complex. So that's one of the other things I take. This is a man-made, or there's a name for this. I forget what they call this process, but benfotiamine is a man-made compound, I believe. It's a synthetic form. There we go. Boom, I knew it was going to come to me. This is the synthetic form of vitamin B1. And in conjunction with the alpha lipoic acid of any form, whether it's the alpha lipoic or the standard stuff, it really, really helps to repair nerve damage and really helps to, calm down the burning and fiery sensation that you have if you have neuropathy underneath your feet or at, with your fingers and whatnot. And these three alone have really helped me to really subside or calm down the effects of the neuropathy. And it's also, I can tell it's been helping my blood sugar to come down because I don't feel as anxious. I don't feel as nervous. I don't feel, like I have that fight and flight type of reaction to things. Like I'm very calm and able to think things through. Obviously, with my videos, I don't script anything. I just, off the top of my head, say what I think and feel. Obviously, I'm probably going to gaff and stutter and stammer once in a while. But, my thinking processes are a lot more clearer. Obviously, if I'm making satire videos or criticizing things or whatever, that's just what it is. But, I don't script my videos or anything like that. And as a result, I'm able to think clearer. Taking this stuff, I'm able to just sit down and say, hey, you know what, time out. Let me think about this for a second. And I mean, just with the anxiety alone, it's really like brought me down without having to take prescription meds. Because one of the things I failed to mention throughout this video is the fact that they prescribed me metformin, I believe it's what it's called. I haven't taken it because this stuff really seems to be working well for me. Vitamin B12 is something that a lot of diabetics are low in, including myself. So I take this as, the maximum dosage that I can tolerate every single day. And this has also helped me. Dihydroberberine is used to control my weight. So I take 2 of those every day. The regular berberine had really no effect on me, but days where I start to see my weight go up, that's when I start taking this, and then the weight will start to drop back down again. I try not to take too much of this because it does tend to give me a slight dizzy sensation. But when I do take it, the weight does, for like 2 or 3 days straight, I'll take it. The weight will come down, and then I'll give it a break for a while, flush my system out, and then take all this other stuff, and then right back to this again if my weight does go up. So dihydroberberine really, really works for me. And then this is something new that I started trying. And I've noticed like my taste buds have changed. I don't have cravings for ice cream or sugar or anything like that. Is Gymnema, I think it's called, Silvestri. So this is supposed to be really good for your blood sugar. And with all of this stuff combined, I can tell you that, I feel more relaxed, more calm. I don't feel as anxious as I was. My mood has really calmed down quite a bit. I feel more grounded. I feel very, very relaxed, unless I'm really getting into topics and subjects I care about when I come here on YouTube. And obviously it's early in the morning. I haven't had my caffeine yet, so I'm kind of like, bleh. But otherwise, I'm able to think a lot more clear. I feel a lot more relaxed. I don't feel jumpy all the time. I don't feel the need to have to eat junk food. And also, I tried to buy fruits, specifically blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. I love pomegranates. I've been eating stuff like that. Low sodium turkey, whole wheat bread, whole wheat bagels, low fat cream cheese, all those kind of things, man, have really, really put a huge dent in my weight. And cutting out all the carbs and all that have also cut down on weight because carbohydrates will equate to sugar in your body. So doing all of that stuff, I mean, going from a 275 or 270 pound beer bellied man to a guy that's now down to about 206 to 210 on any given day, that's quite an accomplishment. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more thoughtful. I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel a lot more calm. Obviously when I do my videos, especially with my opinion videos and my hot takes, that's a different story. That's just me being a goofball. But, when it comes to my health, I mean, these things really, really tend to help. And I would highly suggest you guys check out Dr. Eric Berg. He's got some great, great stuff out there about helping diabetes or helping people that have diabetes or type 2 pre-diabetes like I've got. And with all of this stuff, and there are other things too that I take, like algae-based omega-3. This is really good for your blood pressure and for your heart. I also take the Ultimate Omega stuff, which is fish oil in and of itself. I take that. NAC is also good for you. Real potent antioxidant. Taurine, which also helps to manage your weight. And acetyl L-carnitine, also really good for your weight management, and it's good for your brain too. Good brain food. And then calcium, magnesium, and zinc plus vitamin D3. So I take this as a combined supplement. All that stuff. And that's pretty much it, folks. I mean, live healthy, stay looking young. I mean, for a guy my age, you wouldn't think I was going to be 48 years old this year. I mean, even my own girlfriend that I have now, she says it too. She thought I was in my 30s, and we're the same age. So, she thought that, I was younger than her. But, when I told her I'm going to be 48 this year, or, well, at that time when we met next year, past tense, she couldn't believe it. So, and I get that all the time, and there's a reason for that. I mean, the better quality food that you put into your body and the better compounds you put into your body, your aging process will slow down. I mean, you're not going to stop the inevitable. Obviously, when it's your time, it's your time. But at least you could slow it down and extend your life, or at least try to keep yourself looking as young and as healthy and as fit as humanly possible. I will never cater to the fat acceptance movement. I'm sorry. As someone that has health issues and had severe health issues in the past, anyone that follows these people, you're being duped. So that's just my opinion, which I'm allowed to have. Being fat is not healthy. And all these pro-fat content creators over the past few years have all passed away or ended up in a hospital. You see like all these mukbangers shoving food down their throat. I mean, the gluttony is just disgusting. There are people out there that can't afford food, and they're shoving food in their face just to get clicks and likes, just so that this way they can earn the almighty dollar. I think it's disgusting. I rather promote a more healthier lifestyle. And here I am, going to be 48 in, 2.5 months? And I don't look my age. And rightfully so, and I'm very happy for that. The only thing I wish I can do is get rid of these, but unfortunately, I think that's more a sign of age than anything else. I am getting older, not afraid of it, but, the least I can do is, try to keep myself looking young and feeling young for as long as I can. And then nature will do what nature does, and then, well, guess what? Here comes the pine box. I mean, you got to be real, man. But at the end of the day, while I am here on this beautiful little blue ball we live on, I want to try to make my life as comfortable and healthy as possible. And these compounds right here, so far since I've been taking them, I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself here. These compounds, since I started taking them, I've only been taking these for a couple weeks now. And I have started to notice the difference, but according to Dr. Eric Berg, it's going to take some time for them to have the full effect, that your body has to get used to having these compounds in them. Some of these your body makes itself, and some of these are required from the outside, from other resources. Or maybe your body doesn't produce enough, so now you need to boost your body's ability to make this stuff, or you're just adding to it. But yeah, I've noticed the difference already. The neuropathy in my feet has calmed down quite a bit, but this is going to take months for it to actually have the full effect, where I can actually say, hey, you know what, this really did help. But since I started this stuff, like I said, I feel more calm, I feel more centered, I feel more relaxed, I feel like I'm not so jumpy, because obviously there's not so much sugar in my body, and that would cause anybody to be, what's the word I'm looking for, hypertensive. The hypertension has pretty much done itself away. Yeah, and I just feel better. You know what I mean? I just feel better. That's the best way I could sum this up. But this might not be for you. Again, ask your doctor, for some advice. Like I always do. They wanted me to take metformin, and I said, hell no. I rather try this stuff, because at least this way I can manage it. And metformin does have a lot of bad side effects, and I'm tired of being a guinea pig. Anyone in the 9/11 family will tell you that many of us, unfortunately, have been the victim of lies and deceit. I had lawsuits going against the federal government in New York State as a result of that, which 2 of the 3 I've settled already. And don't believe everything you're told, man. Do your own homework, do your own research. Not everything at don't take everything at face value. And, you know, I'm tired of medications destroying my body. Even the insomnia medication, I hate taking it. I've tried your typical stuff to help me to try to sleep as far as supplements are concerned. None of them work on me, unfortunately. You know, I'm well aware of melatonin and all that stuff, but it doesn't work on me. And I'm not going to take NyQuil because it's been found that NyQuil will actually be the catalyst to you developing Alzheimer's over time because of whatever's in that chemical stew. I never take NyQuil. No, thank you. But that's pretty much it, everybody. I think I've said my piece. Again, check out Dr. Eric Berg. He's got a lot of great videos about this. He's very easy to understand. He's very, very grounded, very down to earth, very soft spoken. You know, he doesn't use complicated metaphors or language or anything like that. He makes everything so simple and understandable for you that, you know, because of his advice, you know, I started taking all of this. And I tell you what, again, I could tell my blood sugar is coming down because I don't feel wound up all the time. I don't feel like this, like I used to. And, you know, and I'm taking less insomnia medication. I'm able to collect my thoughts a lot easier. You know, obviously, again, I don't script my videos. So if I step over myself or I gaffe, that's just natural for anybody that's on camera. That's not reading off a teleprompter or anything like that. But yeah, that's it, folks. Not much more to say at this point. So anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. By the way, I will be listing, and I think I said that in the beginning of this video, I'm going to try to list some more sports cards today. The weather seems to be quite crappy outside. The girlfriend's still out with the flu, so that'll give me some time to focus on that. So keep an eye out. And thank you to everybody that has been supporting my eBay store and this channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Also hit the bell to receive notifications. I am your host, the Carolina Collector. Thank you, everyone. I really deeply appreciate it. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I will see you soon.